San Jose Earthquakes and the New York Red Bulls played a game, but that's not the headline here. MLS announcing it's going to open an investigation after Quake striker Jeremy Ebobisse said a New York Red Bulls player made a racist remark during the second half of Saturday's game that nearly caused San Jose to walk off the field. We have since found out who the player is, but let's first hear what Jeremy Ebobisse had to say after the game.
I think what's important for me to share is that I know what I heard, and the reason why I felt after a lengthy conversation that we should continue on with the game is because the player who said the word claimed that it was not aimed at any of us. Whether that is a good faith comment or not, again, we'll see how the investigation goes on. But just a difficult moment. Once again, players being put in charge, forced to make a decision, manage all sorts of emotions because the system is not robust enough to capture moments and gain clarity within the matter of minutes, seconds that these actions happen.
All right, so that was Ebobisse's explanation after the match. In the hours since, much more has come out, including this statement from the New York Red Bulls, who have apparently accepted Ebobisse's version of events. The New York Red Bulls wholeheartedly apologized for the unacceptable events that transpired on Saturday night during the match with the San Jose Earthquakes. The words and inaction was inexcusable, and we believe there is never a place for it. We always strive for an environment that is inclusive and anti-racist. Our organization is committed to providing the resources to further educate our players and staff, as well as rebuilding trust within our community. All right, well, the player who at first was alleged to have made the racist remark has now admitted it. Dante Vanzeir: I want to sincerely apologize to the players of the Earthquakes. I will do everything I can to be part of the change that needs to happen in this sport and our world. I also want to apologize to my teammates, coaches, the organizations, and our fans. I made a mistake and will take all the necessary steps to grow. He continued, I accept full responsibility for my actions. While I did not intend to cause any harm or offense with my language, I know that I did, and for that I'm deeply sorry. I will agree to any suspension, fine, and counseling that is handed down by Major League Soccer and the club. I will use this opportunity to better myself, reflect, and dedicate my time and efforts to work with organizations that tackle racial injustice. There was also a statement from New York Red Bulls manager apologizing for not pulling his team off the field, which Luchi Gonzalez, the San Jose Quakes coach, seemed to be asking for those that did see this live. All right, Herc, it's not the first such incident that we've seen across MLS. How should the league respond this time?
They keep saying zero tolerance. That's what MLS keeps preaching. It can't be zero tolerance if every single time a victim comes forward, nothing is being done. This isn't the first time. I can go back to 2018. David Guzman, who played for, at that time, the Portland Timbers in an Open Cup game against LAFC, and Adama Diomande, a racial slur that Adama Diomande confirms David Guzman hurled at him. Nothing came of the investigation. Franco Fragapane, Minnesota United, same thing. Diego Chara, nothing happened. This was back in 2021. Last season, Taxi Fantas had a situation with Damian Lowe of Inter Miami. It was so bad that his own coach, Wayne Rooney, took him out of the game. Nothing happened by Major League Soccer. Oh, and also, do you remember Alexander Katai? Do you remember that it wasn't even him? Finally, something happened. It wasn't even him. It was his wife who tweeted out, or on social media, I should say, put out some photo, unfortunate photo of a George Floyd incident. He was let go 3 days later by the LA Galaxy. That's as far as anything's ever happened. So you can't say we are zero tolerance And then every time something happens, you find nothing. Now you have something that is happening. You need to make an example of not only this player, but the head coach. Wayne Rooney didn't waver. Wayne Rooney didn't think twice when it was Phil Neville who spoke to him, mate, take this guy out. Do not let the players, do not let the coaches be forced to be the ones who police themselves. This is what Jeremy Ebobisse is trying to get at. You can't let them have that power. You can't let them be the ones who have to make the decision. At some point, Major League Soccer has to make an example out of these players.
Yeah. First of all, you have to do what's right. But beyond that, Herc, I think it's worth mentioning that Major League Soccer enjoys a pretty prestigious image relative to its level of play worldwide. People want to be in this league. Don Garber has always wanted it to be a destination league. Incidents like this and repeated incidents like this can change that, and actually probably will change that about MLS. MLS doesn't have the luxury to have these incidents popping up over and over and over again. No league does in 2023. So I think it's time that MLS, to your point, step up. We see some sanctions. And this time, fortunately for all parties involved, there is no doubt, right? We have an admission from one side. So if MLS ever really wanted to bring the hammer down, and to your point, set an example, they have everything they could possibly need to do so. I hope we see that from the league, because we've talked about image when it comes to Liga MX a lot, and you can have a bad image internationally pretty quick, and that can hurt you in very, very important ways. So MLS needs to be careful. Everybody talks about it as this destination league, but that can change awfully quick if stuff like this continues.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.